All right, I'm throwing in a few steps after the close because I feel like this is important. The next two videos that I'm going to do really change the game when it comes to long-term sales. We like to talk about all the sexy stuff, the conversation, the closing lines, the different things that we say, why we say them. But something that I feel like is not hit enough is the importance of tracking and knowing your progress and not just assuming what it is. So we're going to start with immediately after the close. There's some regular practices. And I think this video is being birthed because I was really horrible at this and I became better at it and became a better salesperson because of it. And it has nothing to do with talking and it has nothing to do with listening. So here we go. The first one is going to be after the call ends, we want to do a couple of important things. We want to make sure our notes are taken. If you don't have a CRM, that's fine. Keep it somewhere. I don't care if it's a notebook and you're writing it with a pen. Let's document who we spoke to, when we spoke to them, how did the conversation go, what are the next steps, is it a close, is it not a close, is it a follow-up? These are the things that we want to keep track of and have a way to keep track of them ongoing, whether it be, like I said, a notebook, an Excel spreadsheet, and when you get to the point where a CRM makes sense, let's do that in the CRM. And then there's certain things once you get to that CRM level that we want to make sure we do. We want to make sure that the status is updated. Depending on, you don't need a crazy amount of statuses. You know, it could be as simple as lead intake, depending on how you're marketing. Maybe you're paying for leads. Maybe you're getting CSV files downloaded. Maybe doing cold calling. It doesn't matter. However you track your leads, there should be a new lead section. There should be a contact section. There should be a section, well, in our case, we do lead intake, which are all new leads. Doesn't matter where the marketing is coming from because that's tracked separately. And then we have a connection section, a follow-up section. And then from there, all the notes are tracked in. Then it becomes a contract and a deal, and then it goes down a pipeline, which we do a little bit of both. We do flipping and wholesaling, so it falls into a pipeline and goes a different direction after the close. So we keep it simple. There's only like 4 or 5 different pipeline statuses before it gets to a contract and or a follow-up. If it is a follow-up, when is that happening? How are you scheduling that? How do you know to call them next? Like, these are things that you should take into account and make sure you follow them diligently, because you can have a really good conversation that doesn't close, that may close later on down the line, that you don't want to lose track of. I'll go a little extreme with it. We had a property that we closed on last year for, I believe it was either $30,000 or $35,000 wholesale fee that we got on this. I initially sat down with this family 6.5 years ago. It was 6 years of follow-up that finally got them to a yes and to a position where they were able to say yes. So follow-up, extremely important. Make sure you don't lose that. Make sure you don't lose track of that, and find the way that works for you to remind you to make those calls when you're supposed to make those calls. So that's really just the emphasis there is a pipeline discipline, making sure our follow-ups are followed up with, and make sure that the leads have somewhere to go after they first come into the system, because as you grow, it's just going to become a mess and you don't want that. In the next video, we're going to go over the importance of KPIs, which I felt like is necessary for its own video. So I will see you there next.